Make sure you don't miss a thing. Go to starzology.com/newsletter and sign up. Welcome to the Starzology Astrology Podcast. I am your host, Alison Price, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Arwynne O'Neill.
Hello, Alison. It's great to be here.
So nice to have you once more. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at the moon and the moon's aspects.
Yeah.
Or we're looking at the moon's aspects. We've done the moon before. We're now definitely looking at the aspects.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to be talking about your natal chart. Where is your moon, and what aspects does the moon have in your natal chart? That's what we're discussing.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have a bit of a chitter-chatter about each of the different planets, if they're aspects. And this is part of a series we've been working loosely on recently. And so it's a great one.
It is, absolutely.
And the moon is one of those planets that you will look at first. It is important in every chart. This is not like an afterthought planet at all. It's one that you need to...
one of the Holy Trinity.
Well, yes, one of the Holy Trinity.
The sun, moon, and ascendant.
Yes, I'll put a link to that as well below, so that we don't... so that in case you're new here, and then you know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's start then with the moon and then the first aspect. And that would be...
That would be the sun-moon aspects, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sun and the moon, when you look at a person's chart, obviously you're looking at the sun and the moon first, pretty much. I mean,
yes.
Sun, moon, and rising sign.
Yes.
But the sun and the moon have traditionally symbolized the mother and father in the chart.
Yes.
The internalized perception of the mother and father, really. Right. So the sign placement, really, and how they relate to each other, especially, can tell you, did this person's father and mother get along? Were they in conflict? Were there differences of opinion about how to raise the child?
Mm-hmm.
Did they feel caught in the middle? Maybe the opposition?
Yes.
Did they feel like there was no reconciliation between the two? Maybe a square? Did they get along brilliantly and smoothly and everything was just peachy and Norman Rockwell? Maybe the trine.
Mm-hmm. And how is it now? And how is your relationship with your mother now?
Right. And if they're conjunct, maybe the father and mother were either completely in lockstep, or maybe there was just one parent and doing all the decision making, and the other was a distant second.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is
the moon
and sun.
The sun and the moon. And so for example, do you have an aspect between your sun and your moon?
I do. They are conjunct in my chart. Yeah.
Yeah. So
my father and mother had very they're very similar in their opinions about the world. They are both empathetic, liberal, intellectual, open-minded people. Right. And although they did divorce when I was quite young and went through a period of disagreement about various things, I think they always agreed about what was best for me.
Right.
And they both are very, very loving and very caring and very, very, just positive influences. And, Yeah.
And I think, too, that some other keywords for the sun and moon are your wants and your needs.
Yes.
So when you've got the conjunction, your wants and needs are aligned.
Yes.
You want this and you need it too.
Right.
Whereas if you have conflicting aspects, you want that handbag, but you don't need it.
Yes.
And I'm afraid that's me. Because I've got the square and I yes, I want that handbag and I don't need it. Yeah. I don't really need anything, to be honest, but I want to have that handbag and I want to have that sketchbook. And so there's that thing.
There's always that inner dialogue of yes, no.
Yes. And I wrangle with myself because of it.
Yeah.
And it's like even with things like food, with dinner, well, I want that, lobster, but I don't need it,
Yes.
But if I got my choice, it would be, so you've got that as well. And would you say that's the case for you, that your wants and needs are in a line? You actually are focused with what you want out of life and really what you need out of life.
I mean, mostly. Yes, for sure. I mean, there are always things where you're drawn to something that's, maybe not the healthiest thing. You want to stay up later than your bedtime and you have to get up early in the morning. You want to have a few more drinks or dessert and you probably shouldn't, obviously that.
Yes.
But I do find that it's easier for me to be disciplined just by deciding to. I do have a great deal of willpower. I can decide, okay, I need to work out more or I need to eat less of this or more of
Because when I met you, you didn't lift a finger for an exercise.
No, I did not.
Not a pinky.
A finger, yeah, because I played video games, but but not much else. Yeah.
And then suddenly something happened, and now you're the fittest person I know.
Thank you. And I used to hate drinking water, and now I'm drinking it constantly. So it's just, I'm pretty good about just deciding to do something that's necessary and just doing it. And it's it's not fun. It's not,
You stick to your guns, don't you?
I do.
Dry Februaries and things. You stick to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great example. We've been doing Dry February for the last 5 years now.
Wow.
And it sucks. I'm not going to say it's great.
No.
But it's great to have said you do it. It's that reset.
And I think too, looking back to last year when you were doing Pinktober, which was drawing,
Yes.
drawing a whole new art piece once a day for the whole month of October, so 31 art pieces.
Yeah.
And you stuck to it, and I was talking it, and I didn't get past day 7. But I don't have this conjunction, I've got the square sun. I want to do it. I want to do these Ahatobers and Starstober and all of those things. And I get the book and I sharpen my pencil.
Yeah.
But if I just can't get behind it, it just won't get done. So wants and needs are different for me. I don't need to do it, but I'd like to.
That's so interesting. Well, you were a very good instigator because Pinktober was your idea. And I was like, well, if I'm going to commit to it, I'm going to do it. That's the thing.
There you go. And that's the conjunction. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's a great example.
Good.
Amazing.
All right. So the next planet would be the Moon and Mercury.
Yeah. So the Moon and Mercury, these are, if they're in disagreement, let's just jump into disagreement, shall we?
And by that we mean a hard aspect.
A hard aspect, yes. Okay. If they are square or opposite to each other, this is a person whose inner desires and their communication style are in conflict.
Right.
So they might not always come across the way they wish. The way they present themselves might confuse people. They might say one thing and then do another.
Yes.
And no one knows where they stand with this person. Yes. And they might have a very hard time convincing people or following through once they have convinced someone.
Yes, that is a tricky placement.
Yeah, for sure. And again, with the Moon, it always kind of harkens back to their childhood or how they were raised. And this might be someone who was set up with a parent who was unreliable, or possibly two parents who were unreliable. Said one thing, did another. Promised this and then didn't follow through.
Yes.
Led with punishment versus reward, or promised something and then failed to deliver it.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Right, and then that becomes internalized, and they become the unreliable narrator of their actual adult lives.
Yes,
yeah,
tricky
for sure. In this case, you'd want to definitely look for other aspects and see which which planet is more strongly placed in your chart.
Yes,
and lean towards that. If you have a hard aspect between the Moon and Mercury, but yet you also maybe have a trine from Mercury to Saturn, lean into that Saturn. Lean into being responsible, being reliable, being steadfast. All those great Saturnian words, making long-term commitments, writing things down and doing them, checking things off the list, having, a 5-year plan. Oh.
I know, and I'm sorry to say I have the square with this one too.
Oh.
So I know. So having you said all that, but it is true that if I give my word, I will follow through, even if I do not want to, because my Moon's saying, I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel right. If I gave my word, which is the Mercury, I will pitch up, I will perform, I will do what it was I said I would do.
And do you find that is there a positive aspect that you have between Mercury and something else that you lean on that ameliorates that hard aspect, or maybe a positive aspect with the Moon?
So what I do have is the Mercury is conjoined Uranus, so that tends to that's the prominent end of this square. The Moon is not at the strong end of my square at all. So it's all in the head. It's I'll do this, I'll do that, and I a 5-year plan. Relish a 5-year plan. Whiteboards, I live for them. I've got 3 of them. It's organization and do this. With things this year that I'm trying to learn and take classes that
So education and technology
Oh,
are
yeah.
your friends.
Yes.
They are helping you stay on track.
And I love mid-journey, I hesitate to say, which is...
Nice. I love that. Well, that's very Uranian, isn't it?
I know, right?
Leaning into the AI assistant.
Yeah. And the art side of it, but so...
Nice.
I would say that even though it's got the square, it's the Mercury's dominant, so there's no question about it. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the positive aspects between the moon and
yes,
Mercury.
let's do that.
So the conjunction, I mean, this is someone who their emotions will flavor every bit of communication that they have. They will be very convincing and compelling, and they'll express themselves in an emotional fashion, and they'll be able to sort of intuitively understand other people and make other people understand themselves very easily. And I kind of admire that, actually, because although I do have the moon and Mercury in the same sign, they are not conjunct. And I don't think I have
need to
express my emotions. I express myself, obviously, in writing and podcasting, all that stuff, but I don't think I talk about my emotions that much.
You're not spilling your guts.
No, it's that's possible. They're all in Virgo as well, so maybe that's why.
Well, it's not you don't come in and say, I was devastated and this is what happened, the drama.
I might tell you in very great detail about something that happened, but I will not be like, and I'm devastated about it.
And there's no tears rolling as you're telling me. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But that could be the Virgo, not wanting to be a mess. If you have the conjunction in Pisces, your mileage may vary.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And this would also flavor your writing style.
Right.
So poetry possibly, or just, I think anything that involves emotion, songwriting, all of that stuff, all those wonderful moon-flavored things could come more easily to you if you have a positive...
The need to express yourself has to be there then, doesn't it?
The easy aspects between Mercury and the moon, I think, would definitely give voice to some wonderful emotional...
wow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Mercury and Venus. Moon and Venus.
Yes. Moon and Venus.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are the two feminine faces, as we've talked about in the past. These are the two feminine planets in the zodiac. Aside from Eris, you have the bad girl of the zodiac.
Yes.
But the moon and Venus, when they're conjunct, I mean, this is great. This is harmonious. You present a united front with your feminine side, and creativity and artistry, I think would be highly represented in your chart, regardless of what sign they're in, and it will give you a bit of a sort of easygoing, sort of a leisurely, charming kind of vibe. Almost a Libran sort of.
I think so.
Yeah, it's very Venusian kind of thing. Yeah. So if they're trine or sextile, it might be a little bit different than they're not acting as one, but they will still be. It's still
harmonious.
It's a pleasing, harmonious sort of thing. You'll be level-headed in your emotional dealings with other people, and you won't be too conflicted about your inner emotions. You won't be the kind of person who wants one thing and that's the thing that's bad for you. It's generally going to be a bit easier for you to function emotionally than others. And then, of course, the square and opposition. Well, that's the kind of person who will have the desire for one thing that's bad for them, and that's always going to be a conflict. You'll possibly be overcompensating or overly sharing or overbearing emotionally with other people, and always kind of like leaning on people in a needy sort of fashion, or maybe trying to pry into their affairs and
horrors,
that sort of stuff.
Interesting.
We don't know about your love life, but it may be whatever they say in Facebook. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So Moon Mars.
Ooh. The need for action.
Yeah, absolutely. The need to be in constant motion, for sure. Fickle, maybe a little bit aggressive without needing to, but sort of emotionally overbearing, I would think, possibly.
Yes.
Yeah, competitive.
No doubt. I don't have this. I don't think you do either. Yeah, these connections, no.
I would think that the trine and the sextile would just give you a great deal of energy, emotional fortitude, emotional...
That's a good way of putting it, that you can keep going through the roller coaster of, He loves me. Oh, he doesn't. Or,
Yeah.
oh, the dog's ill. Oh, no, she's getting better. Oh, no, she's not getting better.
Yeah, it gives you good motivation, I would think, and,
Yes.
and a good sort of self-propelled, just an emotional basis of strength.
Yeah.
You don't feel shy and awkward about expressing yourself.
No,
if you love
no.
someone, if you like
They're
someone,
gonna know.
you'll know. Yeah, they'll know right away, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you get hurt a bit more often, but you take risks, and you're okay with the risks because your emotions are just out there, and yeah, it's a good one.
Mm.
Oh, the square and the opposition, though, this is not comfortable. I would think this would be this is someone who's impulsive and
Blurting out what, I love you,
yeah,
at the most inappropriate moments, and then,
yeah, and maybe
to the milkman,
a little too aggressive with their love interest and pushy and maybe coming across a bit creepy or a bit,
I own you.
Yeah. Oh, jealous and yeah, and aggressive and overbearing and picking fights because that is your love language.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mm.
That's it's a tough one.
It's a tricky one, that.
Yeah. Independent though, so if you're not in a relationship, it could be great because you could that could just it could be a thing where if you lean into that Mars, especially as a woman, I think. Probably more than half of our audience is women.
Yes.
And, women who...
The demographics prove it.
The demographics prove it, exactly. You'd want to lean into your Mars because basically a hard aspect between Mars and the moon is going to mean that you're not going to be as emotionally delicate and fragile about putting yourself out there. So the things that would hurt someone else's ego and make them not want to put themselves out there in their career or in a relationship, those aren't a thing for you. You just continually go out there and bash your head against it until the glass ceiling or whatever it is.
Right.
And that could be good.
Yeah.
Just watch out for not bowling people over and hurting others in the process.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moon Jupiter.
Moon Jupiter. What a nice one.
That is nice. Just a big, exuberant, emotional, optimistic, pleasure-loving, pleasure-seeking. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe a little too much, but...
crocodile tears. But, they'll get immersed in these like emotional movies and whatnot. And
yeah.
I don't have an aspect between Moon and Jupiter, neither do you.
No, I don't. But but yeah, I can imagine that they love an emotional roller coaster.
Yes, yes. And they need a vision to get out of bed, probably,
Right, absolutely. They need to express themselves in a big way.
Yes.
Grand gestures of
the
love.
Grand gestures.
Yeah. And the risk of going too far and putting themselves out there is just that's how they play the game. That's the risks of if you don't play, you can't win.
That's right. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes. I
would think the hard aspects would be the ones who do go over the top.
Yes.
Going over the top, being too emotionally
throwing a tantrum,
loose and throwing tantrums, putting other people in their crosshairs and just being too belligerent or too affectionate and being off-putting to others. And
you've got to turn it down because that Jupiter in this case can definitely be overblown.
Totally. Yeah. They need to pace themselves or others will be frightened away. But also they can be very opinionated, very belligerent.
And a little tactless there, definitely.
Tactless, loving to throw their money around, their opinions around, their weight around.
Yes.
And that can be off-putting, or it can be fascinating. You could probably be a very charismatic leader with a hard aspect.
Well, here I'm thinking, these church leaders and these people who follow me over the mountain people.
Absolutely, because Jupiter does have that philosopher king sort of vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. The charismatic CEO and or guru and or mega church leader, whatever.
Yeah.
But the soft aspect, the trine and the sextile, would just be, I would think this is just a good time.
Yes, it's not going to be your biggest problem in your chart, for heaven's sake. No,
you could be very empathetic. You could be a social worker or
upbeat
or something, and pep other people up with your words of encouragement and your optimism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Jupiter's one of those things you have to take advantage of it, or is it just
it's a waste of time.
But if it's very strong in your chart, that would be an interesting thing to look at.
Yes,
for sure.
Okay, so Moon and Saturn.
Yes.
What a bunch.
Yeah.
So we have done, previously we did a podcast about the lockstep, and that's something slightly different, but it brings these two together. And because Saturn is also a symbol of your father, and of course the Moon again is the symbol of your mother, and you've got this. If you have an aspect, you need to check out our lockstep episode as well.
Yes. Because
that matters. And if you don't have an aspect, just keep moving forward.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. So these are another two that, as you say, they really represent the parents.
Yes.
But the Moon and Saturn conjunct. This is an emotionally reserved, vulnerable, sensitive person, probably. Someone whose sense of security is very entwined with traditional, maybe even conservative lifestyle or beliefs.
Position in life.
They're not going to be putting their heart on their sleeve at all. No. This is the opposite of that Moon Jupiter thing. This is someone who
is like the millionaire next door sort of thing, isn't it? You just don't know.
The rich dad, poor dad thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this is the feast or famine. This is the person who is always afraid someone's going to hurt them. They're afraid to express themselves. Open up. They could be seen as aloof and cold, but it's mostly a self-protective barrier.
Yes.
It's like that Cancerian shell. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. And very inhibited, I would think. So your mileage may vary depending on which is stronger, the Moon or Saturn.
Well, one of them will be stronger, yeah.
Absolutely. So those are two very, very different energies.
Yes.
The Moon and
Yes.
Saturn. But if they're sextile or trine, I mean, this can be lovely because this is someone who can use their vulnerability in a positive way to bring other people in or to make other people feel comfortable, like a nurse, for example, or a caregiver or a good mother, obviously. Someone who is respectable and respectful of other people and respectful of other people's feelings. This could be someone who maybe is a very good counselor because they won't be imposing their will on others. This is not like the Freudian psychiatrist. This is more the person who lets you talk. And then once you've talked for an hour, you realize, oh my God, I feel so much better. And it's because they were reserved enough in their own
without pushing themselves on you.
Right, exactly. That they can, that emotional maturity and emotional wisdom and emotional, emotional intelligence, that thing. It's not a lighthearted sort of playful aspect at all.
No.
But the easier aspects between the Moon and Saturn can be probably very lovely.
And like the backbone of your chart, really.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, the square and opposition. This could be probably the hardest aspect in your chart of all the hard aspects, I would think, especially for women, because that feminine Moon is not happy when it's being oppressed by
being told what to do.
Giant manosphere Saturn.
The man.
The manosphere. Yeah. I mean, they could have an inferiority complex. They could feel inhibited. They could feel restricted. They may have even come from a family where they were, not allowed to express themselves, not allowed to, or they didn't feel comfortable expressing emotions, or they were never told they were loved, or never given hugs as a child. Their parents could have been unyielding and tough and wanting them to toughen up and that whole thing. Just walk it off, and as a result, of course, they will either crumble under that weight and feel put upon by life and not, become resilient, or they will become overly overbearing and strict and the disciplinarian and, telling their kids, don't cry, stop crying, that kind of thing. So, yeah. What do you think?
What is the upside of all of this? Well, I think when you get past 30 and you've got that Saturn return, you can learn to ease up.
Yes.
But things when the Moon is involved, it's what you learned at your mother's knee.
Right. So all of these aspects between the Moon and Saturn, for sure. And the Moon in anything, this is very true, especially with something like Saturn, where that really changes at the Saturn return. And when we get into the outer planets, Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, when those change signs, that can really change the flavor of that aspect.
Exactly.
So,
and I always think awareness is key here, because we are talking about these are some difficult aspects.
Yeah.
But there will be other aspects coming off the moon or Saturn that will ameliorate, as you said, and that's what you need to look to.
Exactly. So if you're saying, oh, well, this was, that describes me as my teens or 20s, but I've gotten past that. Well, yay, that's the point.
Yes.
Yeah.
To evolve.
Yeah, exactly. But look into your past and say, oh, okay, well, I can see why I was so afraid to speak up when I was a kid, or I was so afraid of losing, my first love when we would have a fight, and I would always give in to his wishes because that's how my dad, treated me, or whatever, that kind of thing. And you go, oh, okay, well, I see this aspect. Okay, that makes sense. And then you can lean towards something that's a more positive outcome of that aspect.
Yes.
In adulthood.
Right.
Yeah. Moon Uranus.
Moon Uranus. What do we have?
Do you have anything?
I have a square, don't I?
That's something.
I know. If I've got an aspect to my moon, it's a square. That's all there is to it, yeah.
Moon Uranus square, yeah. So tell us about that.
Well, it's...
it's a barrel of laughs.
It's a barrel of laughs, and people are always caught unawares. And, and they say, well, what are you getting upset about? And I'm saying...
It's been festering for weeks. You didn't notice?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's not so bad for me. It's people around me. I've got to say, it's just it can. Well, you know me. I mean, it's. I generally try to be upbeat. I don't like to let my emotions come through, because that is a Scorpio moon anyway. So that's kind of. We don't need to spill the beans and spill your guts, but now and again it comes through. Yes. I do get emotional about astrology. I do want to when I do my readings, my very, very best for my clients, and immerse myself in their charts and make sure I fully understand what's going on before I even talk to people. Yeah. So I don't like to do off the cuff readings, because I don't feel I'm serving the clients properly there, and I could do better. And that has to be the one thing. Could do better. See me, could do better,
Yes, the teacher writing on the paper.
Yes.
Totally. So the easy aspects, the soft aspects rather, between the moon and Uranus. Yeah. I would think that this is just this is someone who is unexpectedly emotional. Someone who maybe has...
this is what they say. What are you getting upset about, Alison?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, surely...
Keeping others guessing,
I know.
Yeah.
Surely, don't you see? But no, they don't. So
yeah, I would think this person would have less of a need, like that moon sort of need for safety and security. This is a little bit less when you have a positive aspect between the moon and Uranus. They're, they're not callous, but maybe they just don't need the same amount of emotional security or reassurance that others need.
Yeah.
And this may come across as they're overly independent, or they don't care, or they're too.
Really? Me?
Yeah. Who knows?
But you didn't text me for a week. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
I get told, use more emojis in your text because it comes over as a little cold. Does it really? But I said the words, yes, but use emojis.
That's hilarious.
I get that from my kids.
That's so funny.
Use more emojis, Mom. Okay, heart.
Heart. I love that. Can an emoji be sarcastic if it's?
Well, emojis must be the moon, right? It's emotional.
It's literally you're putting your face. Yeah, you're putting your face into, or the heart, or a cup of coffee, or a vegetable of your choice, depending on what you're trying to convey.
Well, this is it. So when you were saying, I'm going to be 5 minutes late, there's the fact. Where's the heart, Mom? Okay.
Yeah.
And one of my kids said to me eventually, I always want to see a heart in my text from you, Mum. I said, okay, because sorry, I missed that.
And the sign of your offspring is?
Pisces.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. It's so I'm trying to do that, and I don't know. And I know when I sometimes WhatsApp you and I just go, and by the way, XYZ, because I think we were in the middle of a conversation and I'm thinking, maybe I should have said good morning, Arwynne, or how are you? But I never. right?
Yeah, with a heart.
With a heart, yes, with heart. Give it with heart. Show some emotion.
My favorite. Okay, so
do you emoji everything?
I do, but not with
you
everyone.
Do.
I do, yeah, not with. I but my favorite ones are not necessarily like with my mother. My mother is very much about like all the emojis.
Oh,
half of the text from her is emojis.
Really?
Yeah, but it's great because it's not just a heart. It's so this last one from her, just as a very brief example, is the one with the nostrils puffing out air in frustration, and then the shrug emoji. So that conveys a picture,
right?
That she's frustrated, but yet helpless and frustrated, and that is what she's trying to convey. So regardless of whatever she's saying, I can just look at the emojis and know exactly what it is.
Wow.
And and one of her other favorite ones is the eyes over the face emoji with the just peeking out and like, combined with the gritted teeth emoji sometimes. These are the frustrated ones.
And where's her moon then?
Oh, it's in Scorpio as well.
Yeah, you see, it's digging deep there. It's,
exactly.
Well, in this case, I should be able to just send a text with only emojis. No, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. How do you do?
100%. Nighty night, love, and then it's heart kiss, heart kiss, heart kiss, heart kiss.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's,
okay. Maybe, I'm taking lessons on emojis.
Yeah, good morning, and it's like the smiley face, heart kiss.
They say good
coffee,
morning.
Coffee. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, and by the way, Arwynne, there was a spelling mistake.
Oh, and then there's these guys, these little, these avatars. Oh, we love to send those to each other. So that's me sending her a bunch of avatars.
Oh, I see.
And then she'll send a bunch back.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're on WhatsApp, you know what I'm talking about, listeners. And if you're not,
Arwynne, I'm sorry if ever you felt I was being cold in my text messages.
Not at all. This is why I'm saying it's not with everyone.
Yeah.
There are some friends of mine, you, for example, Timmy, both Leos. Interesting. Not big fans of emojis. So I will be very sparing with my emojis with y'all because it's not expected. And it might come across as frivolous and or weird if I'm just like, coffee, gritted teeth, whatever. Use your words, Arwynne. Yeah, with Roger, like I will, words, and then like a couple of emojis, usually heart or kiss or, what have you. We actually, this is funny, just a tiny digression. GIFs are another hilarious way of communicating that I find very charming. And Roger has a very good friend. They're guitar buddies, and so we get together and have these jam nights, and they're super fun. And they play guitar, and I will, use an egg shaker or sing along with my terrible, not all that great voice, and it's wonderful fun. But anyway, the two of them, if you were to look
tambourine,
yeah. If you were to look at their text stream together, it is half words and half animated GIFs. Pretty solidly, and they'll sometimes have conversations where it's literally just them sending GIF back and forth, and they're hilarious. Like you can exactly tell what they're saying just from these really ridiculous animated GIFs that they're sending each other, and it's
I don't think I've ever sent an animated GIF away where I'd find one in the first place. Well, clearly I'm missing. I'm not getting the message. You see.
But everyone has a different communication style, and so maybe look to, obviously, we're talking about the moon, but perhaps Uranus, perhaps this could be.
I will dig out a couple of emojis, especially for Arwynne in the future, instead of just saying, we're meeting at 6, right? Or whatever I said last time.
I look forward to a super random emoji that I've never seen before.
Yeah, and not just the COVID symbol either,
the COVID one. Oh, exactly. I believe you might have actually sent me one of those once when you were unwell, and you had to reschedule. I believe you might have sent me the masked face emoji. Yeah. Or maybe I sent that back to you in response. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. Mask emoji.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just something that I need to get on top of that.
if nothing else, for the children.
For the children, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was Moon Uranus. I think we covered all of
yes. How about Moon Neptune? Do you have an aspect?
Do I?
Do you indeed?
No moon aspects, to be honest.
No,
except for Moon and Sun, which are not even conjunct.
It's slim pickings. You don't have nothing.
No, I'm fine with that.
I've got the dastardly conjunction now.
Ooh, all right.
Yes, I like a drink with my food. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you do. I benefit from that proclivity of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think that this is someone who,
My mother was a Pisces. What can I say?
I mean, yeah, there's that, 100%. This is a person who is very sensitive and security seeking, but also can be disassociating and possibly escapism. And
Me?
I don't know. Shrug emoji.
Moi? No. It's, again, it's not, you see, my moon is not my prominent planet, so it's not.
Exactly.
It doesn't often get a show in, and that's maybe half the problem.
Yeah. I would think that this could be someone who, depending on how strong the moon and Neptune are in their chart, this could be someone who either creates their own reality, and then, in an emotionally, to be emotionally secure, they sort of invent their own reality, or possibly someone who struggles with the outside world and the need to conform, and the need to put up a good face and a good front, but very imaginative and
very artistic. I think I lean into that. Yeah,
absolutely.
I know when I walk out my front door, I always think it's showtime. Because I'm dealing with the public now, right?
I love it.
Whereas at home, it's different. Yeah,
yeah, for sure. I would think that one of them would be the stronger planet. Obviously, Neptune would be the stronger planet in that sense, and then Neptune, the mask comes on.
Yeah.
I love that. It's showtime. That's wonderful. And there's also there could be a spiritual bent as well. I would think.
Yes, and unwavering.
So there are people who their spirituality is more personal and internal, and it's just for them, and it's because they need a sense of the beyond, of there's meaning. There's more to it than just this workaday grind. Exactly. And for others, spirituality is more of a philosophical thing, or it's more of a cultural thing, or about structure. Perhaps if they have the moon and Saturn, that would be something. That's an interesting one. So I would think that the square and the opposition here would be, this is maybe someone who is oversensitive, someone who's overly emotional and can't handle their emotions as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's always kind of overstepping or overblowing the fantasy.
Maybe.
The image doesn't match the reality in their minds. And their moon is all about projection too, right? It's not the personality, it's the projected light from the sun. So it's that thing where you're there's
reflecting it.
Yeah, and it's about imagination, but it's about illusion as well. And so the Neptunian square,
the dream world, I think,
the dream world, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be
it's supposed to be a fairy tale wedding, and what the heck's happened?
Thank you.
We've been married 3 weeks, and now what?
Exactly. And look at these beautiful pictures, and they will be always going back to the pictures when this was perfect, and because that was supposed to be the reality, but it never could match up.
Yes.
But always sort of searching for that spiritual or emotional comfort, that dream, that ideal. Yeah.
Okay.
So the soft aspects, though, this can be someone who I would think is idealistic in a positive way, and idealistic in a way that can bring others along with them. They have a great appreciation for the higher meaning in all things. They can go out into the forest and have a transformative emotional experience, or just,
Same with art. These are people who say, that painting moved me.
Right. No, totally.
Or,
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's that real high level attunement, if you will.
Absolutely. That higher level. Exactly.
Yeah. And with music too, I think.
Music, art, nature, spirituality, the movies, anything that is any Neptunian creation or anything that removes you from reality and kind of
escapism.
Yeah, exactly. But in a good way, a positive.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah. So Moon Pluto.
Moon Pluto. What do we have?
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing.
Intensity. I don't have it.
No.
No.
Oh, I'm lying. Look at me.
What?
I've got a sextile. Yeah, so...
Oh, nice.
Again.
Yeah.
As I say, the moon is not my prominent planet, so it's really in the back there.
Do you have a secret craving for power? Do you?
Not really. I just want to pay the rent.
Yeah, really.
It's I don't want world domination. I don't want to boss people about. I just want to be left alone to go with my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But you're interested in deep topics, though. That's something.
I suppose. Yes. Yeah, you spend a lot of time with shallow conversations because you have to get through the world. But now and again, you come across someone who, you can talk to, like you, really.
I was going to say, like me.
Yes, like you, definitely. Otherwise, you meet people in the elevator and say, oh, hello, how's the weather? Oh, the weather's lovely. Oh, jolly good. And off you trot. So, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But I would think the hard aspects, this would be a very difficult, I would think this would be something
jealousy.
With the mother, something with jealousy, something where they're emotionally fragile and or domineering.
Revenge.
Oh, yes.
Well, they say revenge is a dish best served cold.
And there's nothing colder than Pluto.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is someone who will be demanding and emotionally just devastating on others and themselves. Yeah. Potentially. But
yes, it's tricky. It's tricky.
Tricky one.
Yeah. Okay, so one other thing we could just mention in passing is the moon's nodes.
Yeah.
Or aspect from the moon to the moon's node. So the moon's nodes come from the moon's path. So that's why they're relevant. And of course, there's the north node and there's the south node.
Yes. And they're always opposite each other. Exactly.
Yes. So you could have, say, for instance, we're only interested in the squares and the conjunctions. Mm-hmm. So if the moon is conjunct the north node, that is generally your future destiny, where you're supposed to be moving towards in this lifetime.
Yes.
So you will get behind it emotionally as well.
Yeah.
And then if the moon is conjoined your south node, that is where you came from and your foundations, and you may still be hankering back to days gone by and going down memory lane and leaning on that so much so that you can't move forward because you're being continuously saying, yes, but last time I got married, it was awful, so I don't want to do it again. And you don't move forward.
Right. Or, in your personal life, but this could also be someone who's always like harkening back to the past in the good old days.
The good old days.
When, blah, blah, blah.
Yes. And talking about how it was back in the day and things like that. And then the other thing is that if the moon is near a node, that is a potential for an eclipse. So you need to check if the sun is conjoined the moon or conjoined one of the nodes at the same time the moon is, that's an eclipse. So you need to check for that. And if it's in your natal chart, if you were born on an eclipse or the day before, I think our friend Trump has this. He's actually got it's not the exact time of the eclipse, but it was the day of.
Oh, wow.
And also Prince William and Princess Catherine both were born at eclipses, and their moons are conjoined their nodes as well.
Wow, fascinating.
So if you're an astrology reading, that's a hot tip if you're just looking at a chart.
Yeah.
If the moon is conjoined a node, where's the sun? And if the sun is also conjoined a node, there's the likelihood of an eclipse being on the day they were born.
Wow, cool.
Which is super important.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the only other aspect I would consider would be the square. The moon squaring the nodes.
Yes, because then it's square both of them.
It's squaring both of them. Yeah. So you're not leaning in the past, you're not leaning in the future, you're slightly more in the present.
It's the fulcrum of a T-square then.
Yeah. It's like the balancing point between past and future, which has to be present.
Yeah.
And an awareness needs to, but if it's in your chart, you need to, as an astrologer, you need to kind of dig through that and check it out.
Sure. That's cool.
So with the nodes, I would only go with conjunctions and squares from the moon. Well, I was talking about particularly. Yeah,
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, so now that I have either of those, but you can spot them in charts. Yeah, as you look at charts. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we've talked about how we're not lunar girls either.
No, we're not.
Obviously, it's a very important planet. It is a planet in astrology. Neither of us have very significant aspects. I don't have any.
No.
So if you're looking at synastry charts, and that's the comparison of your chart with someone else's chart, usually a partner or a relative or a close friend or anyone you want to compare your own chart to and see where your planets fall in their chart and vice versa, you would definitely want to look at any aspects the moon makes. Your moon, their moon, blah, blah, blah. This is incredibly important. I would argue almost more important than Mars and Venus when it comes to relationships. And
yes, because if someone's got their sun on your moon, they're going to trigger you emotionally. You're going to think, I'm in love.
Anything that is on your moon. That's another person's.
Yes,
is going to be really important.
Trigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's quite right. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's I think sometimes it can be subtle because
Yeah.
we're not all being emotional all the time. We're being composed, aren't we?
Yes.
We're trying to be composed.
Yeah. What is it you like to say about the moon? Your moon is
Your behavior.
Yeah, and anyone who has seen you in your bare feet.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. That's the
Yeah, your moon sign comes out when people, when you're sick, you're sad, you're exhausted, you're kind of like your lowest point. That's when your moon sign comes out.
Yes. When you're coughing up stuff and someone's wiping it up for you, that's it.
That's the moon sign. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so with this time we've been talking about the moon and her aspects. We've gone through several of the aspects in particular. So if you found value in this episode, please do share it with anybody who would be interested. And make sure that you're getting our newsletter, which comes out every Sunday. You can sign up for that at starzology.com/newsletter. Additionally, make sure that you're getting Arwynne's newsletter, and you can find her at...
I'm at mspink.net. That's mspink.net. I send out my weekly newsletter every Saturday, and I am blogging about goddesses and about nostalgia and books and movies and culture and whatever interests me that week.
It's a great read. It really is. Yes. Yeah. So to our listeners, thank you so much for getting this far. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we will see you next time.